In the name of God, hello everyone. My name is Mehdi Kortnavasi. This is the fourth movie about the introduction to database management system, and we will create a database tables and relations and indexes and fields for another example. Example 2. Let's see the diagram first and we try to implement it. Okay, here is a enterprise. There is an employee department as two basic entities. Employee have some fields with employee ID as a primary key, and we use employee as a superclass and use another subclass, full-time employee and part-time employee. It means this entity inherited all properties from its parents. So the field salary, department ID, last name, middle name, first name, and employee ID comes from here, and one more field as a qualification for this, and for part-time also with another. We have department ID and department name, and a relation between two entities. Okay, let's start. I prefer to open the Visual Foxpro and execute the program. Instead of showing the picture, we try to running step by step the command. I activate the debug window and try to execute same command. Okay, let's see. Also, we need a diagram. I fit the diagram on the left side or the right side. Okay, I rearrange the window, put the diagram here, and the debug window on the top, and the main program here. I try to run step by step, line by line with the debugger, the command, and you will find out what happened in the system. Okay, close databases, release all databases from the memory, clear the screen, set appear this window in the Visual Foxpro, and create database, create the database of my data and activate it. After the creation database, all table will create automatically belong to the current database. So create table employee. I try to make a table for this entity. The fields are first, middle, and last character 10, salary numeric 8, department ID numeric 3, and department employee ID character 4. So let's run the command. The table employee created, and an index I create on employee ID with tag name for index employee ID also. So the table index on the field of the employee ID. And here is a subroutine call. I call a subroutine. Let's see together maximize the window first, and in a program with the do command, control will execute an external procedure or another program, and we can add the another program as a procedure or functions in the same program, or even we can write a separate file, PRG file, with as another program. In this program, I added some procedures at the end of the program like this. For example, procedure append rec 1 means definition of a procedure, and I add some commands at the end of the procedure, the keyword return, close the execution of the program, and control will back after the calling. I call the program here with the return, control will back the command after that, so the next command is create will execute. So I create a table, make an index, and with this procedure call I add some data records to the table. Again, another table created, index created, and another procedure call append rec 2 for adding the records to this table, and repeat for the next tables. Let's back to the program execution. Okay, here is a do append rec. I execute line by line. Do append rec, control comes to the command after the procedure command. Append blank, it means add a blank record to the table, and replace is another command. In the Visual Foxpro you can replace field with value, field with value. So if I browse the table employee here, the table is empty. Append blank added a blank record, you can watch, no data in it. With replace command, if I execute this command, the field first replaced with Deepak, middle with Kumar, last with Guyal, salary, department, and as you see in this line. I told before with semicolon in Visual Foxpro, it means then next command is a continuing of the current command. But in some DBMSs like SQL, you need to add semicolon after each command. It depends the syntax between each compiler or interpreter or DBMS to another, it varies. But here the semicolon means continuing of the command. So again, append blank, add another append blank here, and with the next replace, the second record replace with the value first CV, middle dash last Guyal, salary 75,000, department ID 20, employee ID as you see. And because the table is indexed, every new record comes, list will be reordered according to the index. Let's see here. Employee ID is the active index for this table. So after I put the employee ID, the list will be reordered according to the new data. Let's continue. I added 4, replace, and with the browse command, system showed here. The browse command activate Windows here, and with the return, control will back after the calling command. So control comes here to create another table, phone number. There is a mistake in this diagram. Actually, the phone number is a multi-value field, so I wanted to create a table instead of a field, because we cannot store more than one value on each cell or each field. So for the multi-value field, we have to create another table. So I need to create table a phone number with 2 fields. The first is employee ID, and the second is phone number. Let's see, create an index, employee ID, again append. If I click with the step over, the whole commands in this procedure will be called at the one pass, and the system will not show me the step-by-step execution of the commands inside the procedure. But with this step into, I can trace step by step. I prefer in this movie use step into instead. So the control goes to the append record to another procedure call. Control comes here, and insert into is a command in SQL, and all of the DBMSs support the SQL commands, but append blank and replace are the commands only for Visual Foxpro. Visual Foxpro support whole commands in SQL, and also it have its own command. So in this movie I try to use both version of the commands to learn to teach to you. Okay, insert into table a phone number. The first parameter is a field names, values, and the second parameter is a values. So because employee ID and phone number are defined as a character string, I have to add value enclosed by the quotation mark. So insert into table a phone number, employee ID with the value A-12, and phone number with the value 23896. Again, insert into means add a new record and replace the new records with new values. This one line command is equal to these two line commands, append blank, replace. So I prefer to browse the table before executing the command and show you the result of execution. It's insert into, I run this, one record added, as you see in this table. Again, insert into, the second record added. And because the table is indexed, have index, and the index is active on employee ID, so after adding new records, the table will be reordered automatically according to the active index. Here is active index is employee ID. Let's continue, and the browse last appear the window, and you can see these items. I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records to the table. Now here, as you see, here the number of records is 6 for the table phone number. For the table employee, we have 4 records. And with the command of return, control will back to the calling program to execute the next command. According to the diagram, department, create table department created, and index created, do append record 3. Another procedure, insert into department, field list value. The first value is a numeric, so I didn't use a quotation mark. But the second field, department name, is defined as a character string, and I have to use double quotation or single quotation. In Visual Foxpro, you can use both type. And other DBMSs, you need to search. Okay. For insert into executed and the browse command, so the table created and 4 records added to the table department. Return. Create table works in. Works in is a relation table. We need to add 3 fields. From employee, the key is employee ID, come here. From department, as a partner of the relation, department ID comes here, and a new property with name of job. So create works in with 3 fields. Let's do table works in created, and index on employee ID created on the table, and append record 4. Here are some insert into to add records to this table, and with the browse, the table will active. How many records? 7 records. Okay, here is the works in table. I arrange. Okay. Watch the diagram to find out what is the next label. After return, control back, create a table of full name. Full name is another entity, but is a subclass. So just I define one field as the employee ID, key of the parent table, and one more field as a qualification. So just only 2 fields, character 4 and character 10. Table created, index created according to the employee ID, and append rec 5 I can execute with a step over. You can see only 2 records in this example I added to this table. So employee ID 67B, qualification Q2, and A-12 qualification Q1. Okay, let's see. Another table is a part-time. I try to create part-time. Again, index created, and with append rec 6 I use append blank and replace instead of inserting 2. The functionality is the same. So 2 record added to table part-time. You can see here in the data section window or set window, all tables are open, and the next command after return, I try to make some relation between the tables. So here each table as a stand-alone, and with moving the pointer on the records on each table, nothing affects on the another tables. So easily I can move through the tables and change the pointer without affecting the pointer on another table. But if I established a relationship between the tables by moving the record number to the parent, the related records on the child only will active. Let's see. I select the table employee. Now the currently selected table is phone number. By executing this command, employee selected, okay, as the parent. Set relation to employee ID into phone number. Okay. Phone number I want to use as a child in this relationship. But remember, before making a relation, all childs must be indexed and the indexes must be active. And I did before, so easily I can establish a relation between the parent of employee with the child of phone number. Let's see if I move to the parent table For example, the first table employee ID is 551C. Here there are 3 records according to 51. If I move the pointer to 67B, only 1 record appear. Let's see what happened. But another table is not changing the situation because they are not related to the parent yet, and only I establish just one relation between employee and phone number. Let's see if I add manually a new record in phone number. I use, for example, 51-C, C in capital C, and a new phone number. At the next time, when I move pointer here, a new number appeared. And if I add a new number in the table chart, for example, 67-B with a new number here, by moving the pointer to the parent, the record will not show. But if I move to pointer to the record with 67, the new record appear. So all related records according to the relation key. Here is the relation key is let's see. Here relation key is employee ID. So only the related records in the child will be shown. Let's continue. Select employee as a child and making the second relation. Set relation to employee ID according to employee ID to table full name. Look at the additive keyword here. In the first relation, I didn't use additive. It means clear all relations and make a new relationship. After the first one, the rest of relationships all have an additive. It means do not clear or do not disconnect the before relation and just add a new relation with the additive keyword. Okay, as you see, now employee have related to 2 childs, full name and phone number. I try to move pointer to the parent. Look at the table full name here and table phone number. They will change when I move through to the parent. So here, for example, employee ID 67B is a full-time employee with qualification Q2. And also A12 have a related record in the full-time. So I understand, oh, only 2 employees have a relation, only 2 employees are as a full-time. And both records, both tables will affect when I move the pointer to the parent. Next relation, look at the relationship here. I execute the command. The third child added. part-time, full-time, and phone number. Set relation to employee ID into part-time additive. Again, set relation to employee ID into works in additive. Now employee have 4 childs. I want to make another relation between works in and department. So I select the work in as a parent to make a relation to its child. Its child is a department according to department ID. Let's see what happened here after execution. Works as a child of employee have a child as a department. So now I am trying to move pointer to the parent. By moving the pointer to the employee, all 4 related childs change and show the related records. For example, here as a part-time, I can find 51C part-time and F50 again part-time. But the A12 and 67 are full-time. There is no related record in the part-time. And table works in. Okay. For example, 51C. Here there are 2 51C. It means this employee work in 2 departments. Department ID 40 and 30. In department ID 40, the job is CFO, and the next department, the job is project manager. So if I select this table as a parent and move the pointer here, the department will be selected. Department ID 40 is accountant. Move to department ID 30, department is testing. So by changing the pointer to the works, only the child table pointer will change accordingly, but other tables will no change. Again, change to the parent and move through. For example, this person are worked for 4 departments as a salesman, manager, accountant, and engineer. Okay, I want to know where is the department 10 name. Here, department 10 name is sales. Department 20 name is development. Department 30 name is testing and accounts. So the field of department ID here is a primary key, but same field here is a foreign key. Again, employee ID here is a primary key, here is a foreign key. Okay, and the next command is modify database, and if I run this command, modify database, this table appear and you can watch the tables belong to the database in just one schema or one schema: fields, names, and relations. In this manner, I show you I didn't relate this table hardly together, so every time I can change the relationship between the entities in another manner. Just I select another table as a parent and change the relationship with the child. But if I fix with the primary key and foreign key, the definition will be fixed on the database and I cannot change the relationship between the tables. So by releasing this table, this window, the control back to the execution of the next command. And I want to show you a relation one-to-many. Let's see in a works in. Select table works in. Set skip to means show all related records. Set skip to here double line as a relation between works in and department. So if I move the pointer to the parent table, instead of only one record in a child table, I will see all related records. Again, select employee and set skip to part-time, full-time, phone number, and works in. So this is a one line relation between the parent and child. With set skip to, I change two line between the parent and child. So let's execute the command. You see all of these change, and I use another command, browse fields. First means because the currently selected table is employee, browse field first, middle, last, salary, employee ID, from this table, from table parent, and I use from table phone number, from table department name, from table works in job. This is a parent and table name, and this is a field of that table. So I defined a browse command with a collection of all fields from all tables as a just one table. Let's see. Here is a query, for example. First, middle, last, salary, department. This comes from table customer, and other fields come from the related tables. So with moving the pointer to the parent, I can see all related fields. Let's see. Just one record, there are 4 or 5 telephone number. Set skip to change the relation from the one to one to one to many. 51C have only 2 departments. He or she have only 2 jobs. No qualification, but with the hours worked 20. So in a one glance, I understand she have 4 phone number, working in 2 departments, have 2 job, and here is only as a part-time employee. The second have only 2 phone number, 1 department, 1 job, and qualification Q2 show me she or he is a full-time employee. Again, for this I have 2 telephone number, so 2 records, but for the other records, nothing. Instead, he or she have 4 department with 4 job, only 1 qualification. And the last one have no any related table, corresponding table to the another tables. So I hope you give a good idea about table, fields, index, relations, and how I implement this diagram to a tabular form. Thank you for watching this movie, and for the next movie I'll try to solve more problems, samples. Thank you.